Hey guys, I'm just Jershin and welcome back to the month of March. An interesting concept, you may be familiar with it. It's after February but before April. Well, it's before a lot of other months as well, but mostly known for being sandwiched between those two. And on this particular channel right here, we have something we like to do every single March, or at least started doing last year, and now we'll maybe make a yearly thing. I don't know. Will the channel even be here in a year? Who knows? Last year we did something fun around March time, around the start of this whole fun, great, super cool, very exciting, very enjoyable. Can't believe it's still happening a year later. Pandemic, you may have heard of as well, called March Madness, where we, due to the cancellation of typical sporting events and, well, everything, including normal March Madness, we slotted in our some brackets of our own. Pokemon-themed ones, because we tend to like Pokemon over here. And we went through every generation, 1 through 8, bracket style, and ranked every single Pokemon in each of those regions from 100, however many, 150, all the way down to 1 until we decided the, without a doubt, victor of each region. So if you missed that series last year, hey, go take a look at them. They're like hour-long videos. Way too long, but it's okay. They're kind of fun. We're doing it again this year, but a little bit different. Our good friend of the channel, Not So Livid, hit me up one afternoon and was like, hey, you want to do March Madness again? And I was like, yeah, but we already did all the Pokemon, so I don't really know what we're going to do. And he said, how about gym leaders? I said, you're a genius. This will serve twofold. To not only, well, we're going to go through each region one at a time and figure out who the best gym leader in each region is. It's also going to serve as like a pretty solid test of my memory to see if I can even remember half of these fools' names. There's certain generations for sure that like, they do a little bit better with the characterization, I think, of the gym leaders. The last two generations, 7 and 8, really come to mind, Alola and Galar. They really kind of, I know 7 had trial captains, but same thing, where they really kind of gave the characters their own personality. They showed up on different points in the journey. You actually get to interact with them. Whereas a lot of those middle generations, things are a little foggy because they essentially serve one purpose, which is to just get steamrolled on my way to the Elite Four. And they don't really appear too much outside. Some do here and there, but those middle generations are going to be a little scary. Now today we're going to be starting, excuse me, Bitdefender antivirus, please do not bing when I'm recording. Today we are going to be starting in the one, the only, the Kanto region. You may have heard of it. It's the very first region in Pokemon. First 8 gym leaders. We're not counting, you know, like in the anime when Gary Oak shows up and he's got like 12 badges and you're like, there's only 8 gym leaders. How in the world did you get those? We don't care. The fake badges don't matter. We're going with the core 8 gym leaders that show up in the Kanto region Pokemon games. Red and blue, yellow, fire red, leaf green, etc. Let's Go. They're in Let's Go as well. These are the core 8 of that Kanto region. I know you come back and visit the Kanto region later in like Pokemon Gold and Silver, and there's some swapsies that have happened. We don't care about that. We're going with the core OG 8 in the Kanto region. The good news about this, by the way, give our boy NSL a follow, and if you would like to do this bracket yourself, you absolutely can. Description down below, we'll have a link to it. If you'd like to fill this one out, you absolutely should. And what's so much nicer about this one, these videos aren't going to take 8 years because there's only 8 gym leaders in each region, so there's only so many rounds we can get to. I don't know if like their seeding is random, but I gotta tell you, this first round is absolutely brutal. We'll get into it in just a second. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into it. All right, in the Kanto region, we are starting off with Sabrina, the psychic type gym leader, and Blaine, the fire type gym leader. Now, I'm just gonna be honest with you. I don't know if this seeding is random. What happens if I do a refresh? I'm stuck with it. Okay. I don't know if NSL chose this seeding. I don't know if this seeding is random. What I can tell you is this is brutal, because with some spoilies, I can tell you these are probably my 2 favorite. Well, that's a little bit of spoilies, because then that tells you that whoever wins this one's probably going to win the entire thing. These are probably my 2 favorite gym leaders in the entire Kanto region, stacked up against each other. Is Sabrina she's supposed to be the 6th gym leader. Kanto's a little weird because whether they wanted to give the player the choice of which route you could take, or because they just didn't not code the game well enough, but design it well enough to force you to go certain places. You can kind of fight these gym leaders in some weird orders. I think she's usually the 6th badge. I think that's where you're supposed to fight her. And I believe Blaine is the 7th gym leader. So we're talking about 2 end game bosses here. Sabrina is a force to be reckoned with, especially in the OG Pokemon Red and Blue, Dark type did not exist yet. Your only choices for taking down the Psychic type were Ghost. Good news, the only Ghost type in the game is Gengar. He's also part Poison. You're dead to that Alakazam. Or Bug type. Spoiler alert, there's no good Bug types in Generation 1. They're not that many. Beedrill's okay, but there weren't very many good Bug type moves. So trying to beat Sabrina's Alakazam in those early days, quite a daunting task. In the anime, again, I watched a lot of the Gen 1 anime, so I'll have some good connections here to these characters through the anime as well. They showed up. She was terrifying. She literally turned Ash and the crew into, well, Sabrina was weird. Was it like her, and then she had like a small talking doll child as well? And maybe the small talking doll child that was like her persona trapped inside a doll? It was a little weird. Look, I was a kid. I don't think I quite understood it. I don't think I've really gone back to rewatch it since then. All I know is she turned them into like miniature figurines, and that was a little terrifying. But her team's pretty cool. A lot of Psychic types. Pretty tough to beat. She's like probably the strongest gym leader in the entire region. Now, Blaine, on the other hand, look, I love my boy Blaine. I love my fire type Pokemon, Ninetales, Arcanine, etc. All fantastic fire types from the OG. Excuse me, work. Please stop pinging me. I'm off. I love fire types from the Kanto region. They're all so good. You know, Arcanine won our Pokemarch Madness Kanto bracket the first time around, so I got a little bit of a soft spot for fire types. I also love in the anime, he takes Ash through the ringer in terms of, you know, disguising himself and going through riddles. Now, it's weird because video game Blaine and anime Blaine look a lot different. I don't remember the Dr. Robotnik mustache so much on, and why is his fist clenched so? It looks like the Arthur meme. He looks a little bit different, I'm pretty sure, in the anime, but it's the same person at the end of the day. It's Blaine. He likes riddles. You have to go through his trivia quizzes as you get through his thing. So choosing between these two, again, every deliberation is probably not going to be this long. These are my two favorite. I can tell you that without a doubt. These are my two favorite. And of these two, I think my favorite is going to probably be this little Dr. Robotnik clone right here. I love Blaine, dude. His Pokemon are just so good. Now, does that mean Blaine's going to win the whole thing? Yes, but bear with me while we go through the rest of this because it'll still be a lot of fun. Dude, two juggernauts again. We've got Team Rocket's head honcho, Giovanni, along with, try to use a thunderbolt, Lieutenant Serge. Lieutenant Serge has got a little bit of an interesting backstory. He fought in the Poke Wars or something like that. Pokemon getting a little more serious than I ever envisioned it might be. He's a hardened war veteran. He uses the electric type, which is really, really cool. He's got some Magnemites and, of course, his signature Raichu. Whereas Giovanni, I believe ground type. He has like a lot of different kinds of Pokemon, but I'm pretty sure when you fight him as a gym leader, it's weird. He's got the Persian following him around, but it's not even his. That just fits like the mob boss motif. When you fight him as a gym leader, I believe he's ground type. He's got like Rhydon, Nidoqueen, Nidoking. He's got another Pokemon in there that I think didn't fit the ground typing, but I can't remember exactly what it was. All I know is he dunked on my team pretty consistently. Lieutenant Serge, he's certainly an early roadblock, but because you've got Diglett's Cave so close to his gym and you can just go catch a level 30 Doug Trio, you can more or less steamroll him pretty early in the game. Whereas Giovanni provides like an extreme challenge towards the end of the game. He's the last boss. I also love that his gym is like so nonchalantly plopped in Viridian City. You go on this, and the Kanto region does it so well, dude. You go on this huge journey throughout the Kanto region, then you come back to the very first town you ever visit, besides Pallet, of course, to do your final challenge against the final gym leader, an individual who you fought several times already on your journey with your run-ins with Team Rocket. The Team Rocket stuff is just too strong, unfortunately. Why are you making me do the whole left side? No! Alright. I'm not going to say the right side is pretty weak compared to this, but like the left side was unbelievably stacked. I've already established who's going to win here, so I don't think you need to hear my shenanigans again. We've got two very strong, dapper. He's not bald, but he kind of gives off some bald vibes, and I like it. Two very dapper, bald vibe giving off men here. We're going to give it to Blaine, who is my favorite in the entire region. Next we have Misty and Erica. Interesting. We got the second and the fourth gym leader, again, just based on the order, I'm pretty sure. Water versus grass. Misty, obviously, more predominant in the anime. And you know what? Erica doesn't let male trainers into her gym, and we do not support sexism on this channel, so we will be taking Misty to the next round. Also, the grass type is just, I've talked about it a million times, a little bit snoozy to me. I do like the Erica's Gloom arc in the anime, but other than that, grass type is a little bit snoozy to me. Now here's, dude, Gen 1's got great gym leaders. And I actually remember all of their names, which is very good. As soon as we hit probably like Gen 3, that's gone. 3 through 6, good luck. We have Koga, the poison type gym leader, and Brock, the rock type. Now again, dude, Brock might actually be my favorite character in the entire anime. He's so good. Nurse Joy. The OG simp, if you will. I love his character in the anime so much. I love that he like takes care of all of his little brothers and sisters. He's just like a nice, well-rounded character. He is unfortunately the very first gym leader you run into, and unless you choose Charmander, you're probably bodying his grass type Pokemon, or if you're playing Pokemon Yellow and you have Pikachu, although I think you can catch a Mankey pretty early in that game and just punch those rocks into submission. Unfortunately, he is the first gym leader, and he's a little bit of a pushover. 2 Pokemon, I think Geodude and Onix, pretty easy to get past. Koga, on the other hand, the ninja motif is pretty sick. A lot of these, other than like Lieutenant Serge has the veteran thing, Sabrina, most of them are just kind of like people. You know, they really, I think, start leaning into it a little bit later, in later generations, where they're like, ooh, this guy has an entire cool motif around him. Koga, to me, is kind of like the boy that started all, the poison ninja who specializes in status effects, poison and sleep and paralysis, and just an absolute nightmare to face up against. But my goodness, if I don't respect him. I'm going to give it to Koga over Brock, even though it's pretty tough. Okay, so here's a pretty easy choice, unfortunately. I like Brock better than I like Misty, so therefore I have to give this one to Koga as well. We'll make that a fairly easy decision. And again, you know, kind of spoiled this one from the very beginning, so apologies. You know, I'm not exactly writing the greatest sitcom of all time here. I should probably work on my cliffhangers a little bit more, but I let you know that if I could have an ideal world, this would be Blaine versus Sabrina. Those are the 2 best gym leaders in the Kanto region, I believe. Koga's pretty great as well. I don't even know if I'd put Koga above Giovanni, though. I think Koga's probably like my 4th favorite. So obviously we're going to go ahead and give this one to Blaine. Congratulations to Blaine, the fire type gym leader. Just something about it. He's got a great choice of Pokemon. I obviously love the fire type quite considerably, and the fact that he uses them is awesome. Something about the journey to Cinnabar Island is really, really cool. Being there, having to find the secret key to get into his gym. Everything surrounding him, he tries to make everything a puzzle. And I like, if you want to call that a theme, a motif, it's different than just walk into the gym and come punch him in the face and take his gym badge, go home, head to the next one. There's actually like memorable... There's memorable components to his gym, and I appreciate him for that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there's my results for the Kanto region. If you'd like to do one of these brackets at home as well, link in the description below. As I said, look at that. Nice, quick, easy content, simple. Definitely no hour-long videos here, which is good. And again, this is probably the region that I care the most about the gym leaders in. Maybe some of the more recent ones as well, but a lot of the future ones will be a little bit... maybe even quicker still, which is good. We could use some. Trying to squeeze these in on the lunch break. It's good to have some nice quick videos. Can't take an hour-long lunch break anymore. Can barely get a 5-minute one. Hey, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure you show some support down below. Liking, commenting, subscribing. Help out a tremendous deal. Share with your grandmother as always. But with that, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys, the Johto region, sometime soon. See ya.